attitude.
Oh, that's going right.
Okay, it's going.
So we're on.
We're on. Okay, so Grandma, would you like to state your name and your birth date?
Okay, my name is Julie Oldak, and I was born in 1930, which makes me pretty old. Um, know where to begin.
Okay. Do you remember when you got saved?
When I got saved.
Mm-hmm. When did you get saved?
Well,
How did that happen?
actually, I think I knew the Lord all my life. When I was a little girl, and I visit my grandma every day, and she had one living room with a closed door. No one was allowed in there except in Easter and Christmas. That my grandmother would they could go in and see the pictures of Jesus, and I'd go in there, and I didn't know, but I'd look at the pictures and I'd sing, and I really think I was singing in tongues, because it was a holy room. I loved that room. So that was like a first really close experience. And I guess I pretty much was close to the Lord all my life. It was good to me. We would go to church during the summer, and they would bring in special nuns to teach us. And they were there was one nun there that taught me how to pray. And of course, my mom and dad we prayed every morning and every night. We'd kneel down on the cold floor, say our Father, the Hail Mary in English and Swahili. And so we were a praying people. But she taught me how to really pray, like thank the Lord in the morning for keeping me safe all night, and just asking the Lord for every little thing. I'm gonna go here now. Oh Lord, please take care of me, protect me, and so this little nun really taught me how to, and be in. But was stayed with me all of my life. I guess so. I want to jump to. Well, I had my family, and we had our hardships with this one getting hurt, things like that. But it was
Is this
really
when you were?
very traumatic.
This is when you were? How old were you, Graham? We talk about with your family. You used to be with Grandpa Ray.
I'm not sure. I had all my children,
Oh, okay.
and I was at a prayer meeting, which I went to every week, and I had this. I left there, and I had this sense of urgency. And I came home. Never had an experience like this before. I came running in the room, and I went in my bedroom, and I kneeled down on the floor, and I was just, what is it, Lord? What is it? What are you? What? There's something you want me to know. What is it? And it's the first and only time I heard the Lord actually speak. And it's like, man, I can't describe it. It's like a whisper that comes from way out there. And I've never heard it since. But just the Lord said, I'm going to take someone very close to you. And I said, oh, Lord, that he didn't speak. And I really, I thought I was going to take one of them away because, they were at that age where they were drinking and things like that. Never dreaming that they were going to take Ray. And, but, they did. And it was very hard losing him for all of us. It was so hard for the kids. It was hard for me all of a sudden. And the provider, the whole thing. But it's a whole testimony of how what the Lord did for me. I mean, they knew I had to go out to work. The lady across the street bought me 3 new pairs of high heel shoes so I can go to work. Somebody brought me some dresses. It was just amazing finding things. And I really wanted towards from words. I love the name. And so I waited for about a month, and then they had openings. So I went up there, tried out, and they accepted me, and I got my job there at Lord's, and I lived, I worked there for many, many years with my family. And well, and there were traumatic times with the boys. They were just lost their father. They were only dying suddenly, so they were drinking heavily and just getting in the mischief, that sort of thing. So life was hard raising the kids. But well, everything together.
So when it happened, when that happened, like, did your faith remain strong, or did you have good days and bad days?
The thing was, it was 1970, and that was there was a real across the whole country, and I got caught up in that. And thank God, because I got so close to him, and then I had the strength to go through all the things I had to. And so life was really different once I thought I knew the Lord always, but it's not like a real relationship with God. And I knew what I should do, and what I should do, and then people were so good to me after he died. Our best man came in. He had bought a half, what they call it, a bean, and we shared half of that, filled my fridge with food. And somebody was doing samples. So Pat, and they left me a whole piece weeks, but we're doing things like that to make sure God provided for me in every way, in clothes. Lady across me through some high heel shoes. And so I didn't have something to go to work. It was absolutely amazing. And there were little things like, how am I going to keep making the payments on the freezer, on the refrigerator, which we had bought? Well, we had taken out insurance fund, and it was totally paid. Thanks for that. And then when there was a need, like Cindy needed close properly, and I handled him. I got like a check in the mail from different places where for Ray to be a plumber, right? Suburbs, he had to pay a certain amount, and so I was getting different places that I never dreamed of. It was absolutely amazing, the way God provided for me. And then I got my job at Laura's, which I couldn't have gotten a better job. Such nice people, and I made money up there. So it's pretty good. We could have everything we wanted, but I thought we were doing pretty good. I felt bad because I remember it was late when Greg told me he was so hungry, and what I was eating compared to what he was used to eating. Anyway, God took care of us. And then in 1970, this move of God went across the whole country. I got caught up in that. And I went to Notre Dame, and I went to Kansas City on bus tours, It was,
What did you go see?
well, there would be like, I don't know, groups of people would come on planes from South America and
Like preachers or
well,
different
there would
preachers
be people that
coming?
would come to and there'd be all that teaching, one teaching, and so I got all around the country. If like that, that really built me up, and I knew I could get through just about anything. But so I got a nice job at Moore's where I was making decent money, and then I was pretty much okay because I had been working down at school at Blessed Sacrament, and that was kind of pennies, you know, and they leftover food I could bring home, and that took care of our needs whenever they were at the time. It just took care of one thing after another. Everything that would happen with the kid, here, you know, getting sick or getting hurt. With the problem, the boys were drinking a lot. They did not take the loss of their father really well, and that was hard. And many's the night I was kneeling in the window just praying that God would bring them home safely. And sometimes it'd be 3, 4 in the morning that they would come home, but they finally, you know, pulled themselves together, and they were both busy in school and, you know, playing sports, and that helped them fill their lives. So that was good. As long as things were getting along better with them, you know, things were better for me too.
And didn't you go to Israel? Did you go to Israel?
No, I
was
did
it
not.
was
No.
it on
My
Sue?
baby sister's
Oh, okay.
she went to Israel.
Yeah, because I remember you saying something about like speaking in tongues or praying in tongues.
Yes.
Do you still do that?
I went to well, I went to my first prayer meeting at someone's house, and I took my younger sister Sue with me. She was all gung ho about this, and by the way, she doesn't even believe in God.
Yeah,
Anyway, we were there, and the speaker was talking, and then I just opened my Bible right to the spot where he was talking about, I think it was in Matthew, how Jesus was calling people to himself. And so she was going to go forward, and so I went forward too, and I gave my life to Jesus, and I was always close to the Lord, but it changed there. It changed there. I was a different person, and I knew that God could get me through anything that happened. And so he just provided everything. I got me a wonderful job at Lord's, and God took care of us. God really took good care of us. I did meet somebody else, and he seemed very nice. And I married again, but it was a mistake. He was a sick man. He was an alcoholic, and I eventually had to have the police take him out of the house. But after that, things were peaceful, and I managed, and everything went well with the family. I don't know. It's just that whatever came up, God would take care of it.
And then he's giving you the poems.
Pardon me?
He gives you poems, like poem to write poetry.
Oh yes, I have probably about 50 poems. In fact, I'm going to make a book of them, and not that I want to sell them and make money, but they will bless people.
Yeah.
They're not my words; they're God's words. So I do that as one of my goals. I want to make that that book up of poems and
Give it to City.
pass that around.
Do you have it nearby? You got the binder?
Well,
there?
they're all loose poems.
Oh, okay.
Like on sheets of paper, and no, they're really not in a book. I have some of them in a notebook.
There's like a binder.
This one right here. I have good intentions, and I start. Is that
Like
it?
these? A crown with many
Oh
crowns?
yes, I have about 50
Oh, wow.
Yes.
I have one battery.
God.
Would you like to read one,
But
Grandma?
can you know the battery?
Well,
Is there
Sure.
something
Wine,
that
guys.
pops out? I
I'm
think we'll
just
look
trying
through.
to think of one real quick here.
You
I don't
want to be in this? You want to be in this?
Well, here's one. I'll just read this one. It's called Our Awesome Lord. How awesome, Lord, your creation. Beauty beyond imagination. Sweet smelling flowers with colors galore. Gentle breezes and winds that roar. The ocean immense, waves so high. They rush on shore, then pause and sigh. The dolphins dance atop the waves. The seagulls dive. Nothing behaves. The sun and the moon to light the way. Millions of angels to do what you say. Mountains so high, they try to touch you while you look down from all that blue. The sky is filled with planets and stars, dancing and singing like Venus and Mars. Whoops, I forgot that wonderful rainbow. Never again a flood will we know. You're so good. We want to thank you for all you've done and things you still do.
That's beautiful, Grandma.
They're
Yeah,
all
it really is.
beautiful.
That's beautiful.
I didn't make them up. The Lord gave them to me.
Wow.
And there's probably
It's
50 some
amazing.
of them. And that's one of my goals to get a little book printed up.
Jim.
And really, I just wanted
Hey, Jim. Is that a new
all
car?
my family members
Yeah.
to have a.
They got the
Done.
rev the chair.
I just might.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Make up some
He's
and
got it up in Brad.
sell them at church, and
Oh,
if
but what's
any
bad
money they
about it
make,
is
the
it's like
church can have
The
it.
car was pampered
Because,
his whole life and everything.
You're
Turned
blessed.
underneath.
You know,
Yeah,
just
and
got
that
it.
was
I don't feel like I
beautiful.
really go
Well, it's
to
okay.
the Lord, but just
At least
Yeah.
it's better than
let me write them down.
Well, if you
That's
trade
amazing.
it, you got
Yeah.
nothing for it.
Upstairs.
Yeah, that car was a nice car.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
All I can say is that God's always taken care of me. No
Can
matter-
you imagine your
So it's
life
Toyota too?
without
No,
God?
so-
Like
so
looking
I'm a
back,
CRV.
Oh, it is?
looking
Yeah.
back on your
Yeah,
life.
like this
Like
one.
if
Nobody
you
blessed
didn't
me.
believe in God, do you
Best
think your
to
life
see about it.
would have been
But
really
you don't have
different?
If I didn't believe in God,
Mm-hmm.
I have one
I
on my
wouldn't
basement.
Without
That's cool.
I wouldn't have made it.
Well, there,
I never would have made it without God. It's like everything that came up, he had an answer to.
Good thing
I
I was on this
remember
side.
when
Looks like he wants to
my Cindy needed a coach,
Jim,
and I didn't have. And you know, you're at
You
that
get out of there.
age when if the coat doesn't fit you anymore, you know you can't wear it. And but you know what? I got a check in the mail from someplace where Ray had worked out in the suburb. He had to put in a certain amount of money to be allowed to work there, and that paid for his coat. And it was things like that. No matter what would come up, God had a provision, and he took every little thing and every big thing, even to you know, like sometimes it would be so hard at night. When we, like one night we had a terrible windstorm, and the windows were shaking, and then you came running downstairs. Mama, can I sleep with you? And I never let her sleep with me because I didn't want her, you know, to depend on me like that. And I said sure, and so she slept with me. And so the windows were rattling, and she was so scared. And then all of a sudden, she said, "Mom, look." And in the corner, she saw a light, and that's right where there was a cross. God had his just ways of comforting us and providing for us, whatever it was we needed. Uh, I have wonderful friends, and once I got into different prayer groups. There was always somebody I could call. You know,
And you see?
and we traveled.
I don't think so.
We went to different things. God was truly my
He likes it.
provider in every way. I would have made it without him. I really know it. You know. And then when I had to get a job, I got this job at Lord's, and it was so hard because I had 2 men bosses, but there were like about 18 men that the other girl and I had to do all the typing for and answering the phone. And I thought, oh, there's no way I'm ever going to do this. But you know, the Lord just enabled me. Every time I'd look at something and think, I can't do that. That was my first thought always. Frequently. And, but I come through with flying colors because God had provision.
Yeah.
He was so good to me and good to my children. He was really good to me. The first summer was terribly hard. And my daughter Cass came up from, I don't know, I think she was in Massachusetts at the time. And she came and spent the whole summer with me to help me adapt to living alone. He gave me good children that were always there. Very nice. So I never was really lonely or felt that what was I going to do? Always somebody to help me. And God is very, very, very good.
Tell you what.
Okay. That's awesome.
There's so much I can't remember everything, but
Yeah.
Power wins.
He has given me 50 poems.
That's awesome.
And
Just cost me $1,500 to expect.
I know that I didn't write them, and they're beautiful. They're works of art.
To get inspected.
I do want to make a book of them with all my children can have.
Yeah.
Them,
All the way around.
and to bless them, and in fact, if I have enough money, I may print a bunch of them and see if we can sell them out at church. They can have the money.
Berries.
Those columns were for everybody.
Well, I brought them.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Sell a lot of them north of 90.
So,
Kidding me?
there were hard
It's still not
times.
featured.
I remarried, and my second husband was not a good man. He was a secret alcoholic, really. And I literally had to have the police to get him out of the house. So there were hard times. But God got me through it all.
Yeah.
He really got me through it
I
all.
call her all the time.
And I always had really good friends. I had a prayer group really to go
What's in my
to
phone? I'm like,
and talk to people. And,
that's only 5 minutes.
so he took care of my all the needs I had and my spiritual needs, which were big. So I just lost my very best lifelong friend just before Christmas. Mary Muscatino. I lived upstairs, she lived downstairs. We were little girls, and we lived right next door to the church. We were very, very close, and we did everything together. And then as we got older, we dated our husbands together, and that was wonderful too. And but then even after our husbands passed away, we, were always really close. Just before Christmas, she went to heaven to be with the Lord. And but I'm okay. I got my family, and I've been through so much. God's brought me through so much that I know He's never going to let me down. No matter what happens, I know that He'll get me through it. And that's so wonderful. It's a wonderful
That's
thing
amazing.
to
Yeah,
know.
that's hope.
Because fear can really be bad. I remember one time sitting on the couch. I was very depressed. I didn't go to work for a couple of days. I just felt like I can't go on. This was earlier after I'd lost it, you know.
No.
And I just sat there and I thought, I can't do it anymore. I can't go on.
No.
And I picked up my Bible and I opened to a scripture about not even a bird falls to the ground without the Lord knowing it. And just then, I don't have it now in the windows, but I had awnings with smokes out. And suddenly came, and there was no accident. You know, and I really knew that God will do amazing things to make sure you know what's going on. And in fact, I was telling my brother Andy, who lived in Alabama, he had cancer and he was very sick, and we would talk quite a bit. I would try to build him up, and I was telling him about that, and he called me the next day and he said, you know, I tried that. I was praying and I went to the window and the Lord sent a bird right to the window sill. You know, just like for you. And
Do you have a place you?
God is so good. He has so many ways to reach us.
You
That
just
we
have to
can't
pay attention.
Really? Why?
really, and ways that we can't reach.
Chip
We
was
can
it,
help
right?
each other in many ways. When we know
His-
God's touching us, it's, you know, you can get
I'm kidding. Yeah.
That's where they go.
I'm
right,
so
Chip.
grateful.
Well, yeah.
They can-
I'm
like
so
you-
grateful that
What?
my family
That-
taught me to know
You
when I
too.
was little.
Well, no, wait.
Because I guess some people never
You know, like a year.
get to know the Lord.
Yeah.
And he's the
That was just the
answer.
first part.
You
Second
should-
part's in a minute.
So I'm very grateful. And I know now that no matter what happens, I can get through it. I have the Lord.
Yeah.
It's our
That's great.
Well, I know that.
Do you have anything else to say? We can
think
stop.
so.
Okay, that was amazing,
I
Grandma.
think I've been talking too much.
That was
No,
awesome.
this is,
Yeah.
we love your stories, and we love hearing your testimony for sure. And I haven't really
Yeah,
heard the
that
whole
was
thing,
great.
so we wanted to be able to record it because listen, I mean, I think everybody in the family is gonna want to see it someday at least. It's a good story, Grandma.
Yeah.
And it could add value to somebody's life and really make a difference.
That's right.
You don't know that.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Who was in that Corvette that just pulled down her?
Larry Will.
What? He's got a vet now? The Corvette?
It's been in the garage for years.
Oh, really?
Is that it, Ben?
Yeah. Thank you,
Well
Grandma.
done. All right.
That was nice, Mom.